Okay, this is the iPod mini homework. So we're going to try and draw an iPod mini in an upright fashion for the homework. So much the same as what you've done in class, we're going to pick the lowest point on the grid paper. With my ruler, we're going to draw a 30-degree line going to the left. So again, this can be as long as you want. A 30-degree line going to the right. And we need a vertical in the middle going up. Okay, this side's going to be the width this time. This is going to be the thickness of the device. And then this is going to be the height of the device. So with my ruler, you could do it any size if you want, but I'm going to do it around about 40 millimeters or 4 centimeters wide. The thickness of it is going to be 1 centimeter or 2 squares, so or 10 millimeters. And then we're going to send them vertically upwards, making sure they're parallel with this one. So send this one up vertical, so it's parallel with the other two lines. If I then pick the height of it, I'm going to make it 80 millimeters in height. So put that over there, 80 millimeters. It's then going to go at 30 degrees at that point. So this is parallel with that 30-degree line. This is going to go 30 degrees in this direction, just checking the grid underneath. So that's parallel with this one. And then we're going to finish off the crate with a 30-degree line and another 30-degree line, like so. What we then need to do is we're going to then draw in the screen. So you'll see I've got a grid on here. So I'm going to come in 1 square from the corner here. So 1 square from the top, 1 square in, 1 square from the top, 1 square in. And if I join them up like that, I'm going to send that vertically down. So it's parallel with this line. I'm going to send this one vertically down. So it's parallel with the outside line. And then I'm going to come in 1 square at the bottom, drawing in a 30-degree line. So in essence, I'm just drawing a rectangle on the inside, which is concentric to the other, which means it's in the middle. What we then need to do is I want to put the click wheel around about here, so it needs to be a square. So if I just double check the width of that line, which is 3 centimeters or 30 mil, that means the height has to be, to create a square, 3 centimeters. And at that point, I can draw my 30-degree line across, keeping it parallel with this one. Then I need a gap, so I'm going to go 1 square gap or 5 millimeter gap and draw a 30-degree line. This is going to be my screen. What we then need to do, if I zoom in so you can see this, there we go. What we then need to do is we're going to put a little bit of a recess on the screen. So I'm going to come in 1 square in at 30 degrees, and I'm going to go vertical, and then I'm going to go at 30 degrees down to the right, like so. What I then need to do is I'm going to put my click wheel in, but before I do that, I want another square in the middle. So if I come in 1 square in and draw a vertical line, come in 1 square, draw a vertical line, come down 1 square, draw a 30-degree line, come up 1 square and draw another 30-degree line. Again, I've got another concentric or in the middle square. Then to create my circle, I'm going to halve each of the lines roughly. So between these 2 points, that's the smile. So I'm going to sketch in a smile that goes beyond the 2 points like that. This one's going to be the unhappy face. So beyond these two, I've got my unhappy face. Then I need to just draw my letter C. And I've got my backwards letter C. So I'm trying to make this, I'm trying to draw an oval that fills that space. Okay, what we don't want is you've got your square and then you just have a circle in the middle. We want to try and make sure that that circle or oval fills that space. Okay, the same on the outside. I've got my 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock points. Again, I've got my smile. So I've got my arc here for the smile. This one is the unhappy face. And then I've really stretched that out. I've got my letter C. And I've got my backwards letter C. There we go. All we need to do now is we want to try and round the corners on the top. So if you imagine that we're looking down on our device, it looks something like that. That would be the plan view. What we need to do is we're going to mark a point that's halfway here. Halfway, so it's halfway on this line, which would be halfway on this one. What we need to do is then we're going to count in 1 square or 5 millimeters in from each of the corners, which is going to be here, 1 square in and 1 square in there. So that's the halfway point. So I'm trying to mimic this here. And then I'm just going to draw a arc or a semicircle between these points. The same on here, a semicircle between those 3 points. The same on this one. I draw an arc and an arc here. If I do the same on the other, I'm going to mark the halfway point, come in 1 square, come in 1 square from the edge and just draw an arc to meet that point, another arc to meet that point. Now down at the bottom, this is the trickiest one, that's why I've left it to the last. If we can zoom in a bit more, there we go. So with this one, we need to do the same process, but we're going to come into the drawing. So at this point, if I mark that corner as A, I'm going to come in one square in at 30 degrees. This point, I'm going to come in 30 degrees, one square, mark the halfway point, and I'm drawing an arc between this one and an arc between that one, which gives me this semicircle. And then they need linking up now. So with my ruler, if I can zoom out, there we go. If I bring my ruler along, it's going to just skirt the outside of them, there we go, like that, and I'm just going to join them two up. So in essence, this bit here will eventually rub this out. Okay, coming in from the other side, if we zoom in a little bit so you can see this, if we can move that up, there we go, bear with me. So on here we can cheat with this one. Really, it's good practice to draw it like this on here, but we've got a lot going on over here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it's a vertical, make sure my ruler's a vertical. It's just touching that arc at the top there. If I draw a vertical line down here, and just before I get to the bottom, I'm just going to draw part of an arc, which gives me that rounded edge. Okay, so that's the construction. If you want to, you can draw in another isometric circle or square with an isometric circle for your headphone jacket. Some of you might draw in the hold switch as well. That's possible as well. Okay, so the next video we'll look at finishing lines and we'll look at rendering it.